The President Muhammadu Buhari administration has approved the immediate relaxation of the safety measures and travel advisory following the recommendation of the Presidential Steering Committee of COVID-19 more than 2 years after it implemented safety measures to contain the COVID-19 pandemic in the nation. Hi Explorers, follow is my name. If you're new, consider subscribing and turn on the post notification bell to be notified of more informative videos like this. Secretary to the Government of the Federation and Chairman, Presidential Steering Committee on COVID-19, Mr. Boss Mustafa, said the decision was based on clinical and laboratory evidence of a sustained reduction in COVID-19 infection and transmission across the country. He said, and I quote, "The relaxed measures include the following: gathering limitations in public places. All restrictions with regard to gathering in public places have been lifted. Owners of facilities are strongly encouraged to maintain good environmental, respiratory hygiene and ventilation. Use of face mask. The use of face mask is at the individual's discretion for outdoor and indoor events. However, the elderly, immunocompromised, and those with comorbidities are advised to use face masks. Wash hands with clean water and soap. Use hand sanitizers and avoid large gatherings. COVID-19 travel testing. All pre-departure and post-arrival PCR test requirements for all persons who are not fully vaccinated have been suspended. With the suspension of both the pre-boarding and pre-arrival PCR test, passengers will no longer be required to upload evidence of vaccination on the Nigerian International Travel Portal (NITP). All unvaccinated and partial vaccinated passengers are strongly encouraged to get fully vaccinated. Health Declaration Form. A simplified health declaration non-COVID-19 specific shall be completed by all passengers arriving in Nigeria on the Nigerian International Travel Portal (NITP), while provision will be made on arrival for those who were unable to complete this form before departure. Finally, the Presidential Steering Committee on COVID-19 passionately appeals to Nigerians to ensure that they take their COVID-19 vaccination as well as booster doses. So let's move on to what NCA has to say. Of course, they will have to follow the federal government. NCA said the PCA's verdict on pre-departure and pre-arrival COVID-19 PCR test is that all passengers are no longer required to show such test results. The Nigerian government has once again announced the review of travel protocols in response to the significant reduction in the global cases of the coronavirus pandemic. A memo addressed to all airline operators among other stakeholders in the aviation industry by the Nigerian Civil Aviation Authority (NCAA) confirmed that the prevalence of the pandemic in the country and most parts of the world has remained at a low level for a sustained period. NCAA, in the memo, which was dated 12 December and referenced, said the new review was sanctioned by the Presidential Steering Committee on COVID-19, which is headed by the Secretary to the Government of the Federation (SGF), Boss Mustafa. The memo was signed by Musa Nuhu, NCAA's Director General. Mask, other protocols. The new protocol has relaxed the rule on the use of face mask inside airport terminal building and on board aircraft by airport workers, passengers and crew members, saying it is no longer mandatory. Wearing of face mask by passenger on board aircraft or inside airport terminal buildings is discretionary but recommended. However, said persons aged 60 years and above, those who are immunocompromised and those with comorbidities are advised to continue the use of face mask and should wash their hands with water and soap. use of hand alcohol sanitizers, and avoid large gatherings. The NCAA also said disinfection of bags at the entrance of terminal building is no longer required. Airlines are also directed to resume serving catering, meals and drink on board aircraft. Maintaining social distance at the airport terminal building is no longer mandatory. Facilities and conveyance are advised to maintain good environmental hygiene, good ventilation, encourage good hand and respiratory hygiene. PCR tests. NCAA said the PCS verdict on pre-departure and post-arrival COVID-19 PCR test is that all passengers, irrespective of their vaccination status, are no longer required to show such test results. PCR tests required for all passengers who are partially or not fully vaccinated have been suspended. Before now, a COVID-19 PCR test was required to be done within 48 hours of departure for all travelers. There was also a mandatory 2 days post-arrival COVID-19 PCR test for all travelers arriving in the country. Partially vaccinated travelers and unvaccinated ones were also expected to self-isolate for 7 days, and a day 7 post-arrival negative COVID-19 PCR test is required for exit from isolation. Various controversies are trailed Nigerian COVID-19 protocol for international travelers. Many complained about the high cost of carrying out a PCR test, even as other countries were already stepping down on protocols. However, with the new protocol, NCAA said all COVID-19 quarantine travel requirements are hereby made optional. Health declaration form. Details of the new protocol indicates that permission to travel QR code is no longer required. NCAA said a simplified health questionnaire form, non-COVID-19 specific, shall be completed by all passengers traveling to Nigeria, preferably pre-departure, on the Nigerian International Travel Portal (NITP). Passengers who fail to fill the health questionnaire on the NITP pre-departure will be required to fill the health questionnaire either on board the aircraft before landing or at the airport terminal building upon arrival, the new protocol stated. Nigeria's COVID-19 status, according to the statistic from the Nigerian Center of Disease Control (ncdc), 266,283 COVID-19 infections and 3,155 deaths have been recorded in 36 states of the Federal Capital Territory (FCT). Data also shows that as at 9 December, 59,867,077 of the total eligible persons have been fully vaccinated, while 12,403,486 of the total eligible persons are partially vaccinated. The National Healthcare Development Agency (NPHCDA) said 35% of eligible persons in Nigeria are yet to receive a single dose of the COVID-19 vaccine. Nigeria is 18.5 million eligible persons away from reaching the 70% target population expected to be fully vaccinated by 31st December 2022, it said. For more information, you can do your research on Nigerian COVID-19 protocols for travelers. If you find this video helpful, kindly like, share to family and friends, and don't forget to subscribe if you have not. I will see you in my next video. Thank you for watching.